Hi there, and welcome to the first LHS Bengal YouTube video. I'm Dalton Laney, for those of you who haven't had the pleasure of meeting me.
I'm Patience Rose, and I hope that every single one of you knows who I am.
And I'm Aubrey Marran.
And that's that.
That's that.
Love to see Aubrey.
Yeah.
Today, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You can take away,
Today,
Patience.
we are going to talk about the Golden Throne, the 2022 Golden Throne, first one back since COVID year. It was awful not getting to have that since this is such a big event for our whole community and school. How do you guys feel about how it went?
I thought it went way better than I was expecting. Like, not in a bad way at all, but I had very low expectations. I did not think it was going to be as good as it was.
Yeah, we raised so much money. And not to, dig on Clarkston, but Lewiston, from my understanding, if, we did our math right, was over 2/3 of the money, right? It was, 5,000 to, 13,000.
It was actually 15,000 to 3,000.
Yeah.
From
We raised
Clarkston.
15,000?
Yeah.
$15,000.
So, not to, I don't want to, dig on Clarkston, but go Lewiston, because we raised a lot of money.
For charity.
Yeah, that's what it's about. The game's fun, we love cheering, we love all that, right? But it's really about what we do for the community. And I think we did such a good job. And if we'd had, imagine if Clarkston had matched that, right? We would have broken the overall record for, Golden Throne charity raising by 10 grand.
And that's it's insane to me. And that's what I love about Lewiston. There's a lot of jokes about, last minute Lewiston, because Lewiston, at first it's always a little bit iffy, and we're it's day 2 and we've only raised $2,000. But then in 5 days, less than 5 days, we raised $15,000, and that is just crazy to me.
10,000 of it was raised on the last day.
Yeah,
of
we just rake in cash. It's racks, right?
Last minute Lewiston.
And another one of my favorite things is how each year the Steel selfie gets at least $300 more expensive. Oh my gosh. That was
I don't really know what's up with that, but I'm not complaining. It raises a lot of money.
It's a weird cult mentality. I remember watching it happen my sophomore year. It's the picture with Steele. He only smiles once a year for this picture. And they paid $1,600 for it. And I just remember going, wow, I want to do that one day. And it's just it's crazy. But
Didn't you do it?
Works. I did do it.
Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh, so it was crazy. So we all kind of went in, we pooled our money, and we're the only way we're going to be able to do this is if we pool our money to win, right? And we didn't expect for the juniors to try to start outbidding us. And I think we got up to $1,800, and we're all just looking at each other going, we actually don't know how much money we're each promising right now, but you know what, we're going to do it because it's a good thing and it's for charity at the end of the day. So $1,850 later, and we got to pie Steele in the face.
A group of junior girls, some of my friends from my class, Peyton Martin, Peyton Finch, Kayla Ackerlin, Morgan Williams, and Sophie Bell, I believe paid 1,000 something, or it might not have been 1,000, but they paid over at least $800 to get front row seats at the Golden Throne.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you, they went hard at the game.
Oh, absolutely.
They were going crazy.
And speaking of the game, right, so girls' game, we totally swiped, right?
Oh, balled out.
That boys' game, granted, one of the most controversial things I've ever watched in my entire life.
We lived through the 2020 election, and I still would argue that was more controversial.
Yeah. And this is enough to be said about the reffing. There's maybe some division there. We're not going to dig into that because I don't get paid enough for that. But even through all that, not everybody's happy. We still the crowd was really good about no booing, right? We were on top of that because we wanted. It was bloodthirsty to win the throne, right? I mean, people scream people who usually do not care, right?
People who don't show up.
Yeah, people who aren't at the games usually, people who kind of I'm too cool to cheer, right? Or they were screaming screaming cheers, starting cheers, hands up on the free throws, all of that, and everyone went all in, and it was really cool to see because we're at a point where I know in the senior class especially, just about everybody I've talked to was really worried about there not being any spirit. We were worried that had kind of died, and we were going to spend years rebuilding it, and people showed up.
Oh, yeah.
People showed up, and I think, granted, we're a lot bigger than Clarkston. I do think that helps. But we were all there. It was the cheer or get out. That was the mentality, right?
And there was obviously we didn't have Golden Throne last year, so I feel like there was also that like built up tension of like we didn't have a throne last year, so now we got to really prove it because the seniors haven't had a Golden Throne since their sophomore year. I mean the freshmen, so now the juniors, they were freshman year Golden Throne, and most freshmen don't even go to Golden Throne at that point. And so it's like it felt like our first real Golden Throne we got to experience as high schoolers. So I feel like everybody showed up and showed out because they needed to make it special.
Yeah.
I will proudly say that I was probably one of 20 freshmen in the student section my Golden Throne year, freshman year.
Yeah, and that's another reason why we're so much bigger than we were, is now we have the
Entire
not like
freshman
freshmen are my
class.
favorites, you know, it's just kind of, it's the hierarchy, I'm sorry,
how it
right?
goes.
But they were there. They showed up, and I respect that.
They
I don't
kinda-
respect a lot of things. I'm no respecters of persons, but y'all showed up, and I'm
They
proud
did
of you.
awesome. And
They
they were
were there
starting
since
their own
sophomores.
cheers in the back of the student section
It
and
was-
all the way down to the front, and we would all join in with them. It was beautiful.
It was fantastic.
It was heart-touching, honestly.
All in all, I mean, we'll cut this short, you know, this being our first video, but like it was a great time. We did a lot of stuff for the community, and Lewiston's not dead is really what we learned. Like, you know, granted we're not it takes a little bit of a kick in the pants sometimes, you know, for lack of more explicit analogies. But like we showed up, we got going, and you know, Lewiston's still here to play.
I think it instilled that hope back in us, and you know, it's only going to get crazier and more fun as the years pass.
Yeah, let's hope. Thank you for those of you tuned in to our first annual LHS Bengal YouTube channel. I don't know what we're going to call it, but I'll come up with a catchy
We'll
name
figure it
later.
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe. I'm
Smash
allowed to
that
say
like
that.
button.
Yeah, let's not do. I'll edit that out later. But if any of y'all have any ideas on what you'd like to see here or anything that you'd like us to talk about, please let us know. Whether that's on the
Drop
YouTube
it in
channel,
the comments below.
or if you come into Steele's class, you write us a note. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Suggestion
We got
box.
you.
Yeah, suggestion box. But y'all have a good day.